This is the Bryant News Broadcast with your host, Mike Cronin, Sarah Larrabee, Dan Janis with the weather, and Brian Walsh with sports. And now, your Bryant News Broadcast.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Bryant News Broadcast.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 68. More than a year and a half after the town hall meetings and debates began, healthcare reform has finally been passed. In a triumph that could define his presidency, President Barack Obama signed the historic healthcare bill into law on Tuesday. Surrounded by many Democratic leaders, Obama was quoted as saying, "After a century of striving, after a year of debate, after a historic vote, healthcare reform is no longer an unmet promise. It is now the law of the land," end quote. The bill extends healthcare coverage to more than 30 million uninsured Americans and will cost almost $1 trillion. Some effects will take place immediately, while others won't take place until 2014. Facing heavy opposition from Republicans, President Obama now faces the task of selling the bill to doubtful Americans.
Well, this bill is sure to affect the American nation for years to come, because this plan extends even into the year 2019. By the year 2013, higher taxes will be applied to households and individuals with a yearly income above $200,000. In 2014, more consumer protection will begin. Insurance companies will no longer be able to deny policies to anyone based on their health status or pre-existing health condition. Additionally, the company's ability to charge higher rates to people based on age, geography, family size, or tobacco use will also be limited. It seems that there is finally going to be some justice and fairness to the American health system, but only time will tell whether President Obama made the right choice for the citizens.
Well, Sarah, whether you agree or not with the healthcare bill, you can't deny that this is a historic moment in our nation's history. So how do you feel about the bill?
I just feel like everyone is so against change. They don't want to, get up out of their seats and do something. So that's why there's a lot of opposition, but we're just going to have to see where the next 10 years take us.
Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be a lot of debates. Obviously, Republicans are challenging the bill, so that's something that we'll have to see play out over the next couple months and how this health care bill will affect Americans.
Definitely. So now here's Dan Janis with a look at our weather.
Thank you, Sarah. And looking at today's radar, it looks like a 3-year-old colored it in, a lot of green, yellow, and even a little bit of red. Let's take a look and see how it's going to affect our weather this week. And taking a look at this week's weather, we have showers moving out by tomorrow and a good amount of sunshine through Sunday. We'll have highs reaching the upper 50s on both Thursday and Sunday, as temperatures seem to be on a bit of a roller coaster this week. Monday and Tuesday we'll see a slight drop in temperature along with the potential for rain. Britain and West Europe recorded their harshest winter in 31 years this past winter. After an unusually wet summer, this winter took many by surprise. January was the 8th coldest on record, and people did all they could to cope with the cold. 335,000 claims were made in result of the wintry weather, resulting in nearly $980 million paid out by insurers. Luckily, spring is here, and the UK is slowly but surely warming up.
All right, Dan. Well, it seems like Europe's in a lot of murky weather. Hope the same isn't true for us. We're not going to have any of that, are we?
Not that bad, but maybe a few more weeks of some wet weather as we get adjusted to spring, but fair enough, pretty soon we'll be hitting the spring weather and we'll bring out the beach balls again.
All right, back on the beach soon. I like it.
Exactly.
It. All right, Brian, what's going on in sports?
Hey, all right, good.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Today in sports, Jose Canseco, in a desperate attempt to make money, has posted on his Twitter that he would hang out with someone for a day if they would pay him $1,000. Travis Robertson, a 28-year-old graphic designer from Boston, has a dream to fight Jose Canseco in a mixed martial arts match. Travis admired Canseco as a kid. That is, until he stood him up at an autograph signing. Now, he wants revenge. I don't know about you, but I think Canseco should take him up on this. The man made a Facebook group, even devoted a website to fighting him. Look, Jose, this man wants to try and kick the snot out of you for some issue he had 15 years ago. All I say is, let him do it. We all want to kick the snot out of Jose Canseco for ruining baseball. Why not let this man do it? Hey, if it fails in the end, at least we can make an interesting YouTube video out of it. The paycheck has arrived today, that is, for Joe Mauer. Mauer recently signing an 8-year, $184 million deal, the fourth richest contract in MLB history. Behind, guess who? A-Rod, and Teixeira. Mauer has gone from average Joe to Joe Cool in the course of one night. This man deserves the deal he's getting when you put up a .327 average every year and are the face of your franchise. Your payday should come big. The only question this begs me to ask is, Albert Pujols' payday is coming up. If Mauer gets this much, I can't even imagine the payday coming up for Pujols. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you, Brian, with sports. Well, imagine this. You win the lottery, get $500,000 in winnings, but then you get sued by your elderly sister. Well, that's exactly what's happened in New Britain, Connecticut. 87-year-old Rose Buxa won the Powerball jackpot along with her brother Joseph back in 2005. Now, 84-year-old sister Teresa Sakadis is suing her sister for a share of the $500,000 jackpot, which she says was made in a written contract to split the winnings with her sister. Now, at this time, it is unknown how long this elderly sister catfight will go on for.
Sarah Palin is at it again, this time as a television host on a new series documenting all that her home state of Alaska has to offer. The Discovery Channel has agreed to air the show and will supposedly pay $1 million per episode. If this is not enough, reports have announced that Palin is in the process of writing her second book, entitled A Celebration of American Virtues and Strengths. After losing her vice presidential race in 2009 and resigning as the governor of Alaska, Palin has made numerous public appearances on many talk shows and continues to keep her name in the headlines. This latest Palin development should be very interesting to watch.
Sarah, I don't know how much more I can take of Sarah Palin. Now she's going to have her own show on TV. I mean,
She doesn't go away, does she?
no, and it doesn't seem like she's going to go away. I mean, I don't even know if she's even going to run for president now.
I bet she could weasel her way into that. I would not be surprised.
Scary thing to think about, at least for me
Yes,
anyways.
Very.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in to the Bryant News broadcast. I'm Mike Cronin.
I'm Sarah Larrabee. We'll see you here next week. Good night, everybody.